Hi, I'm Diva from Musical Hell, and I know the score.
Something or other,
Something or other.
From the very beginning, music and the Muppets have gone hand in hand, whether they're teaching children the ABCs,
Cookie Monster.
Cookie Monster isn't the letter of the alphabet.
putting new spins on old standards,
Bluebirds all day long.
or exploring the sexual awakening of a teenage girl. Yeah, tell me that's not what's going on in this movie. So, to celebrate the birth of Jim Henson and his creative genius, here's my list of the top 5 Muppet musical numbers. This is, without a doubt, the most difficult list to assemble thus far. With multiple films, television series, and various other projects spanning nearly 60 years, finding a mere handful of songs that exemplify the magic, craziness, wonder, and fun of the Muppets is no easy thing. I did exclude theme songs and animated series, and tried to focus on pieces in which the Muppets contributed a significant part of the performance, either by themselves or in conjunction with a human co-star. Even so, I was left with several honorable mentions, so here they are in no particular order.
Loose and fancy free.
Getting there is half the fun. Come share it with me.
Music grows in the rose, rock and rain and the blowing snowstorm. Everything seems to sing everywhere I go.
It's not easy being green, having to spend each day the color of the leaves.
Now it's time to play the music and light the lights and present the top 5 Muppet musical numbers.
It's time to get things started on the most
Sensational, inspirational, celebrational, Muppetational. This is what we call a Muppet Show.
Number 5, Bohemian Rhapsody from the Muppet Viral Videos. The Muppets got their start in short comic sketches and musical numbers, so it's only fitting that their 21st century comeback should happen in the same way. The Viral Videos series had the Muppets doing what they did best, brief bursts of unadulterated insanity and good intentions spinning hilariously out of control. And it doesn't get more out of control than their take on the most epic of all epic rock songs. With images evoking the famous music video, just about everybody in the Muppet ensemble throws their 2 cents in on the Queen magnum opus, making light of Freddie Mercury's obscure, frequently dark lyrics.
Mama! Mama? Yeah, Mama!
As the song escalates, so does the comedy in typical Muppet fashion. Anarchy, explosions, and people getting eaten? Jim Henson surely would have approved.
Scooter? Yeah, Chief? Remind me to stop setting up these video conferences.
This is what we call a Muppet Show.
Number 4, I Don't Want to Live on the Moon from Sesame Street. While Sesame Street does spend a lot of time covering the usual preschool bases, it also has a lot of respect for children and their ability to grasp more complex concepts, like the theme of this sweet Jeff Moss piece about the joys of exploring and of coming home.
I'd like to travel under the sea. I could meet all the fish everywhere. Yes, I'd travel under the sea, but I don't think I'd like to live there.
As performed performed by an unusually contemplative Ernie, the song is bittersweet and melancholy in a way that you don't often see in children's programming. Lots of kids' shows celebrate journeys to faraway places, but I Don't Want to Live on the Moon reminds us that adventures lose something unless you have somewhere or someone to call home at the end of them. The dual allures of the strange and the familiar make for a song that's unforgettably haunting in its longing, no matter how old you are.
No, I don't want to live on the moon.
This is what we call a Muppet Show.
Number 3. Turn the World Around from The Muppet Show. This Harry Belafonte song was reportedly Henson's favorite segment from The Muppet Show, and it's hard to argue with that pick. The custom-designed Muppets accompanying Belafonte, with faces modeled after African tribal masks, showcased the artistry which Henson and his team were capable of. And the song's theme of the interconnectedness of humanity with the world around them and with each other is reflected in the song's cyclical chant-like verse, counterpoints, and call-and-response sections. It's the kind of song that encourages you to sing along. Even Statler and Waldorf are getting in the act by the end. Turn the World Around was among several songs performed during the public memorial for Jim Henson at the Cathedral of St. John the Divine, but more on that chapter in history later.
This is what we call a Muppet Show.
Number 2. The Rainbow Connection from the Muppet Movie. It's easy to watch the Muppet Movie and forget how truly groundbreaking it was at the time. Like Disney's Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, it took an established medium and expanded on it in ways that hadn't been seen before. And it does so right out of the gate with its opening song, The Rainbow Connection.
Who said that every wish would be heard and answered when wished on the morning star?
The very first shot of Kermit sitting alone in a swamp with no walls or close shots to mask a puppeteer shows the audience the scope of the movie they're about to see, the Muppets in the real world. But again, it's easy to forget the technical artistry of this scene because Paul Williams' song is so wonderful. With its simple banjo and credo for being a dreamer in a cynical world, The Rainbow Connection is perhaps the single best example of the innocent joy and love that always lay beneath the Muppets' strangeness and chaos. Like the rainbow, whether you look at it with an analytical eye or a sense of wonder, you can't help but be impressed.
This is what we call a Muppet Show.
And the number 1 Muppet musical number, Just One Person from the Muppets Celebrate Jim Henson. The Muppets have covered the signature song from Snoopy the Musical on multiple occasions, particularly with Bernadette Peters on The Muppet Show. But if this version from the 1990 special produced in the wake of Jim Henson's untimely death doesn't affect you, well, you should probably see a wizard about that missing heart. In the special, the Muppets have been asked to organize a fitting tribute for Henson, which is difficult because, ironically, they don't really know who he is. As the show progresses and they learn what Henson meant to others and how much he is loved and missed, the enormity of their task begins to daunt them.
I did it all wrong. I mean, when you read these letters and when you know how much people loved him, we can't do a tribute to him.
It's Robin who helps embolden the others by leading off Just One Person's steady, inspirational swell, tying it to the idea that a part of Henson and his faith in others remains with them still. That idea, conveyed through the diverse cast of characters and performers that Henson gathered together during his life, makes the triumphant final chorus of the song even more effective.
And maybe even you can believe in you.
What a good song. I knew you guys could do the tribute for Jim.
Nothing more needs to be said. I'm Diva, I know the score, and... Excuse me, I've got something in my eye.
All those people believe in you. Deep enough and strong enough, believe in you. Hard enough and long enough, it stands to reason you yourself would start to see what everybody sees.